more on that meeting today, we can cross to the Elysée Palace in central Paris to speak with our reporter Carys Garland. Carys, the country's meeting today, some in person in Paris, some joining by video call. They didn't start this war. They've been admonished by the US President Donald Trump for not sufficiently supporting this war. What exactly are they trying to do today?
Well, it's being dubbed the Maritime Freedom of Navigation Initiative. Essentially, Keir Starmer and Emmanuel Macron are leading today a conference, as you said, a hybrid format. We've just seen the arrival of the Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni and the German Chancellor Friedrich Merz. So they will be here in person for this. Otherwise, there are dozens of other countries participating virtually. They include ones from the Indo-Pacific, Asia, the Middle East, Latin America. Importantly, though, the Elysée says that some of these governments are ones that might be able to have influence on either the Iranians or the US, which isn't participating in this conflict, in this conference, though it is understood that they will be briefed afterwards. Now, the Elysée and the Brits have been very clear on this, that this is a purely defensive mission that would only take place once there is a full permanent ceasefire in the region. And the Elysée has kind of cast this as a third path. So other than the maximum pressure route that the US has taken, and on top of calling for the warring sides to cease hostilities, this kind of third path seeks to restore what they call the status quo in the Strait of Hormuz, so before the war. They also want to see all the vessels that are currently trapped there in the Persian Gulf liberated, and they don't want to see any mines in the waters either. So that's what they will be discussing today, how to put forward a credible plan.
And what then are the major challenges that these countries are facing when it comes to putting forward a solution to the ongoing blockade of the Strait of Hormuz?
Well, I mean, that's the obvious challenge, isn't it? That there's no full ceasefire yet. So what can be done at this early stage in planning? There are a lot of unknowns, first of all. One of them is how to ensure the Iranians don't continue to ask for a toll for vessels that are trying to cross the strait, and how to keep the Americans on board with that as well. The Elysée has been clear on that. They do not want to see Iranians charging this fee. But how exactly are you going to ensure that? Because we can imagine Tehran has discovered how easy it is to control the strait, and that's been a kind of strategic breakthrough for the Iranians in this war, and they've seen how that has really put the US president on the spot, especially with the ensuing energy crisis. Second of all, there's also this issue of the escort operations. Are they going to happen? How and who will take part? Germany, for example, if they are going to deploy military forces, it can be constitutionally sensitive for them. Germany needs any deployment to be embedded in a kind of collective framework. So as part of the UN, the EU, or NATO, at this stage, it doesn't look like that is the case. So at the moment, there's a lot of questions, not a lot of answers. We're hoping to get them a little later on when we hear from Keir Starmer and Emmanuel Macron as they address the press.
Carys Garland, thank you very much.